Good evening. I'm Leland on the program tonight. It is not you. This July 4th weekend, America looks and feels a lot different. How rising food prices this year could mean real food shortages in the near future. And it's not just food, but fireworks shortages as well. Why you should double check if your local show is even happening.
I don't think there was any constitutional provision dealing with. They were legislative issues. And this is one of those issues, and there may be more.
Why is MSNBC so interested in our interview with the Texas Attorney General? And what's next as the Supreme Court remakes America? Plus, it's no secret we are more divided than ever. Is that perhaps because we know less about our country? Can you name anybody who signed the Declaration of Independence?
Grant.
But first, on point tonight, think about your activities this weekend. Everything that you're going to do this weekend, from buying gas to get there, to the food for your barbecue, to buying fireworks, to buying floaties for the kids. Whatever it is, if you can find it, it's more expensive. Put some numbers to that. Your weekend road trip is now up $55 since last year. The 4th of July cookout is up $11 this year. That's for hot dogs and buns, nothing fancy. And if you're staying at a hotel as you travel, that's going to cost you an additional $95 as compared to last year, up 50%. Next year, though, when it comes to food, we may not be so lucky. And by that, I mean, at least right now, you can buy as much gas as you want. You can buy almost as much food as you want, so long as you're not looking for baby formula. Here on the program, we've been talking about a coming food shortage for a while. And before you say food shortages, America, it's crazy, nobody thought there would be a toilet paper shortage or a baby formula shortage. After all, this is America. This is America. And here is the CEO of Kraft Heinz Foods.
That the biggest fear, the biggest risk is really scarcity, is not even inflation. I mean, the levels of inventories of wheat in the world are very, very low at this moment. And wheat is basically the base of food in every nation around the world.
Go back to the word he said, scarcity. That's a big word. And in America, we don't even understand the concept of scarce. We don't do scarce. And now the CEO of one of the biggest food companies says, get ready for it. That's what we're hearing from industry. But in a very subtle way, President Biden is also preparing us.
The reason why gas prices are up is because of Russia. Russia. The reason why the food crisis exists is because of Russia. Russia not allowing grain to get out of Ukraine.
So the President of the United States says we already have a food crisis. He blames it on Russia. He says it's getting worse. Of course, the war in Ukraine is not ending anytime soon. Vladimir Putin is not backing down. But if you complain, well, then somehow you're pro-Putin. If you don't want to pay more for gas, you're pro-Putin. If you complain that the store shelves are empty, well, then you're pro-Putin as well. That's actually not me saying it or paraphrasing the President of the United States. It's the President's own economic advisor on CNN.
What do you say to those families who say, listen, we can't afford to pay $4.85 a gallon for months, if not years. This is just not sustainable.
Well, what you heard from the president today was a clear articulation of the stakes. This is about the future of the liberal world order, and we have to stand firm.
Store shelves for the liberal world order. And if you complain, then you must not be for the liberal world order. What that means, we'll have to get to on another program. It would take a full 60 minutes. High prices are one thing, but shortages in America are something we don't understand because we have never, at least living Americans right now, have never experienced them. You have to go back to the Depression for scarcity in America. But as you just heard from the President of the United States, get ready. That's on point tonight. High prices are one thing, but shortages are something that we've been talking about a lot with John Boyd Jr., fourth-generation American farmer who is with us now. You ringing the alarm bell months ago. Do you feel as though folks are finally starting to wake up?
I think people are finally starting to tell the American people the truth.
Is it too late?
Well, it's the administration acted too slowly. The Secretary of Agriculture was at that same Wall Street meeting right along with me, and he said that farmers are looking forward to next year, which is anything further from the truth. Farmers need assistance right now, and I can tell you thousands of black farmers didn't get farm operating loans, didn't get the $5 billion from the administration. It's been a rippling effect. And the president is partly true when he says that some of the cause is from Russia, but some of the cause is from right here at home. You know, charity starts at home, and you have to take care of home. And this administration didn't take care and didn't answer when I rang the bell right here on this show, like you said months ago, about how farmers needed farm operating capital, how we needed to make sure we got the crops into the ground. And we had a farm crisis, $6 diesel fuel. We had a farm crisis when you have the highest seed costs in history for American farmers, the highest fertilizer costs, $1,200 a ton for the American farmer right here in the United States.
So, John, I want to get to what you said at the forum because it's really important, but I want to try to sort of give people an overview here because in America, we don't understand the idea of scarcity. You're explaining that prices for farmers are up. We in America grow and export an enormous amount of food. We understand that means higher prices. How do we get from higher prices to real shortages?
Well, when you don't have farmers for the first time in a very long time planting crops on time, so you have farmers sitting this one out because they couldn't pay the upfront costs. So you're going to have many acres right here in the United States that that won't be harvested. You have a region of the world, which is Russia and Ukraine, that's won't have any grain. And here in the United States, there's one thing that we still can do better than just about any other portion of the world, and that's produce corn, wheat, and soybeans. And when you don't take care of American farmers, you're going to have a shortage in the supply chain. And what that's going to happen is empty store shelves. Restaurant prices are going to go through the roof because they won't be able to get the goods and services that they've been getting. You're going to see empty store shelves on certain items, so it just won't be baby formula. Those three commodities that I named, corn, wheat, and soybeans, are just about in every item.
Everything. John, I want to hear what you had to say at the Wall Street Journal forum. It says a lot that they invited you, and I want to listen to what you had to say there and then talk about it.
Okay.
And seeing the high cost of food is going to continue to rise in this country. And you're going to see not just baby formula missing, you're going to see more other items missing.
You said it, the CEO of Kraft Heinz talked about shortages, and then the Secretary of Agriculture said this. Take a listen. Evidently, we don't have the Secretary of Agriculture. I'll read what he had to say, though. There's a reason for concern, which when the Secretary of Agriculture says there's a reason of concern, be concerned. I think it would also be certainly helpful if the rest of the world would understand that it's not the sanctions that are causing concern about the food supply, it's Russia's actions. Is there any acknowledgement by the administration that they have their boot on the neck of the American farmer, as you described?
No, and last 4th of July, and we actually coming up on a year that President Biden committed to having a FaceTime meeting with me to talk about these very issues that I'm describing right here to you. So the administration has had a whole year to answer the cries of especially the National Black Farmers Association.
Why aren't they listening? This seems so basic.
Well, they said that they're busy, and you can't tell the American farmer in this country, the very people who produce food, for the world, that you're too busy to sit down and have a constructive conversation. The administration hasn't made farming, in this case, the American farmer, a priority. You can't come after the effect. When you miss planting season, there isn't another time to regroup or come back and say, you know what, we can still plant. It's too late.
Boy, what you're describing is a scary situation. You sort of see the train going down the tracks and the bridges out in the form of empty fields. John, it was always great to see you. Thank you. There's a reason Paul Harvey said God needs a farmer, and he brought us you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, Lindsay, for having me.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.